Welcome. Let's understand some important glands in digestive system. To begin with, the first one are the salivary glands. Under salivary glands, we would understand three important glands. Those are parotid, sublingual and submandibular. Right? Parotid are located near the ear. They are among the largest and they have the opening near the second molar. The second one is sublingual. Sublingual is present just below the tongue and they have the interesting feature which is known as duct of Revenius. Duct of Revenius at sublingual gland, which is a salivary gland. The next is submandibular. Submandibular, again below the tongue, it has the opening and it has what is known as the Wharton ducts. So important to note, Wharton ducts related to submandibular, duct of Revenius related to sublingual. Remember the name of the ducts, remember the salivary gland related to it. The next is liver. Now liver has lobules. Lobules are the functional units of the liver. So if we study the structure, there is a central vein. This central vein is located at the center of the lobule and drains the blood that finally merge to form the hepatic vein emptying into vena cava, which takes the impure blood. You have bile caniculi. Those are the small tubular spacing between the liver cells. Kupffer cells, these are phagocytoid cells which are along the inner layer or the endothelium. Hepatic sinusoid, those are surrounded by the liver cells. Hepatocytes are the liver cells and they actually take up substances from sinusoids and secrete bile. Then there are various branching. These branches are bile duct, hepatic portal vein, hepatic artery and so on. The next is the gastric glands. Under the gastric glands, there are mucus or globulate cells. They are present throughout the epithelium and release mucus. Oxynotin cells, they are at the base and they release HCl. HCl is the important release from the oxygenatic cells or which are also known as the parietal cells, and they are also responsible for the Cassel's intrinsic factor. The next is the peptic cells. Now they release pepsinogen which helps in the breakdown of the proteins. Gastric lamine and gastric lipase are also secreted in smaller quantity. G cells actually release the hormone gastrin and therefore they are also known as the gastrin cells. Finally, there are argentefin cells that release serotonin, somatostatin and histamine which is for the immunity. So those are some of the important glands and their releases from the gastric cells. The next is from the pancreas. Now pancreas is a unique gland which is greyish pink in color and releases exocrine as well as endocrine. So under the endocrine, alpha, beta, delta, alpha releases glucagon, beta releases insulin, delta releases somatostatin. Somatostatin and histamine also released by afferent tannin cells of the gastric gland. From the exocrine part, alkaline pancreatic juice is released and this is known as the pancreatic acini. There are also F cells or pancreatic polypeptide cells that secrete the peptide which actually control the release of the pancreatic juice. Right? Finally, there are intestinal glands. Under the intestinal glands, as I said, argentefin which releases hormones, secretin hormone, and also histamine is important. Then there is, so here in the intestinal gland there is the crypt of Libercun. Libercun, as we said, was where the Bernard gland actually empties, and that's from the duodenum, the C-shaped broad structure which connects the stomach. The stomach connects it to the duodenum through the pyrolic sphincter, and in the duodenum is the burner gland which empties into crypt of Lieberkühn, which are small villi structures that are present in between. So between the villi, this is the region where you have crypt of Lieberkühn. There are globulate cells which secrete mucus, as we already discussed, and parent cells which release zinc and acidophil granules, and they actually also release lysozyme with the idea of maintaining the intestinal flora and fauna and regulating the level of acidity within the stomach. So secretory and absorptive parts are the two important parts, and here we do have the burner glands, and this burner gland emptying into crypt of Lieberkühn. So that we have already discussed in our class on summary of digestive system. So this was just a quick recap of understanding and knowing the major digestive glands, the pancreatic glands, the secretions through liver, secretions through gastric glands, and secretions through salivary glands. So this quick summary would be useful for your examination, and do practice the questions at the link below. Wish you very good luck. Have a wonderful day ahead.